Welcome back, Vintage Gamers. Challenge time. I got a brew. I've been working on this for a little while now. Mostly just trying to figure out the mana base. Though the big innovation actually has been adding Fable, which has kind of helped bridge the gap between 3 and 5, which is important. What I have here is elementals, money elementals, pitch elementals. Basically, we're going to try to leverage the power of Endurance, Fury, and Solitude to their maximum here, playing a 4 Cavern Risen Reef deck. And I actually think Risen Reef is probably one of the best cards in the entire deck. It just is a crazy, crazy card advantage engine. So it's a weird deck. It's a very weird deck because you don't really have 1 and 2 drops at all, really. You play free spells to try to bridge you to 3, and then you get to play your Fables and your Risen Reefs. And you do have a lot of free spells. You have like quite a few million free spells here. Quite a few free spells. Many free spells. It's kind of weird. It's like a controlling mid-rangey deck that has some really cool interactions. Casting uncounterable Omnath is pretty fun as well. Sideboard Kahira is really strong, actually. 3 mana to get a green or white card to pitch to Solitude and Endurance is really big, and actually its Lord ability of +1/+1 and Vigilance to all elementals is very powerful in this deck. These elementals are sized really aggressively already, and once you add +1/+1 and Vigilance, they get ridiculous. So 4/5 Vigilance, 4/3 Vigilance lifelink, and 4/4 Double Strike Vigilance are all just absolutely nuts sizes. This also is going to pitch to your 4 Vigors in the sideboard, which is important as well. Sideboard is very straightforward. I just have a pile of Graveyard Hate. 4 Surgical, 2 Needle, 2 Tabernacle, and then I have the missing creature removals, spells, and Force of Vigors. Theoretically, you are main boarded for the blue matchups. You have 6 forces already. You have creature removal. You have graveyard removal. So you are theoretically main boarded for blue matchups. Obviously, Force of Vigor will come in for Saga matchups, but with Cavern and your suite, you should be pretty reasonable in blue matchups. The things that I'm most worried about are beating Bazaar of Baghdad. It's very difficult. So that's why we have mostly Bazaar of Baghdad answers in our sideboard. This deck is tested okay. It's definitely somewhere in the realm of playability. Fable was a really nice find. It actually made this deck, I think, a lot stronger. So hopefully I can show you guys that today. I've had some really cool screenshots I've been sharing to the Discord and the Twitter in the past few weeks. So we're going to go do a challenge today and see if we can't get another Elementals list published. Because as of right now, I am the only one with, well, not exactly the only one, because there are some Risen Reef, like blue-red Pyromancer rug list published, but I'm the only one with the Omnath Elementals published, so let's keep doing that. Round 1 soon. If you'd like to see your deck played on this channel, check out the Patreon link in the description below, where you can find all the information you need to submit a donation deck list. Let's battle. Okay, here we go. Round 1 versus Mario. We ended up with 56 players. Thank you. I do not want to play 7 rounds. I have a cat beast. I have a cat. Brilliant. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is the kind of hand where you get a little sad because you really don't have any interaction. You are on the draw against presumably a Tinker deck with no interaction. I think you just have to put it back. This one is weird as well, but 2 Moxen is probably enough to try that. We also get to put Kara in our hand. Sorry, there's a really loud alarm going off. I'm trying to figure out if it's my building or not. Doesn't seem to be my building. So I apologize if you can hear it, but we're just gonna play through. I'm gonna keep this hand. I don't think it's good, but I think this is a place where I'm willing to keep. Ephemery is a weird card because it's either insane or completely useless, and I'm not sure how to feel because it is like the card you really want to have against like Hogaak, where you want to be able to go, you know, Solitude or Fury, and then Solitude Fury, and then Solitude Fury again, you know. But so it's definitely a weird one. So also noted, I have been changing this mana base a million times. Currently, I've landed on 8 fetches, 1 of each dual land, and 1 forest to go with our caverns. I've had mana bases for this that have had 1 of each basic. I don't exactly know. Our opponent has Mold to 4. Does that mean they're on Bazaar? Yeah, that's bad. Unless it's Hogaak. If it's Dredge, we're probably just dead. But if it's Gak or Squee with no squeeze, like a Squee draw that doesn't have any squeeze, then I think we have some game here. But if it's Dredge, okay, it's not Dredge. It looks like it's Hogaak. So I think this hand can beat Hogaak. Is this a hollow one, it looks like? Oh, a chat. Okay. Well, that was unfortunate. That is definitely unfortunate. I was like, man, we're gonna crush this hand, and then we got chaliced, which makes my 2 Moxes dead. So it makes me mold down to 4 just with them. Oh, Cradle, wow, okay. So this is a 4, this is like a hollow one. Yeah, I mean, we probably need to draw Fury to stem the bleeding. All right. This is, I mean, we're fast enough, I think. We probably will end up mold drifting just to get to our, you know, try to draw Fury or Solitude or something. Yeah, this Chalice was really annoying. So I've also considered playing like Foundation Breaker in the main. It's something I've been recently considering as well. Oh, so it's the Hex Drinker Cradle deck. Ah, I see. Okay, left with 1 card in hand. Hit a hollow one. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, I really need to draw one of my pitch elementals. Technically, if I draw any of the 6 pitch elementals that are removal, so Fury and Solitude, I get to immediately triple Fury, triple Solitude. So I think we win the game if we draw a pitch elemental this turn for draw. And then if we don't, we still have a Mold Drifter and another turn. Ooh, that's interesting as well. Wow. So would I rather just block this Root Walla? Probably. 5, 8 to 4. Yeah, I guess that's the plan. Upkeep Bazaar makes sense. See if they hit anything. They did hit another Blazing Root Walla. They currently can't play I guess they probably don't even have Hogaaks in their deck. Looks fine. Probably cycle all that back in. Yeah, no, can't play Chalice. Oh, sorry, can't play Black Lotus through Chalice. All right, so we're gonna take another 5. Technically, we're gonna take 8. I'm going to fetch, God, 3 dual lands of some kind. 2 of them have to be green, so probably green white and green blue and green white, green blue, and blue red, maybe? Green white, green blue. Blue red? No, that gives me too many blue. What about red white? Red white is probably better. Oh, I fetched the wrong ones to go red white. Okay, blue red it is. What about... Fuck. All right, yeah, I used the wrong fetches. I hate this mana base so much. Okay, I'm going to cast Endurance. I am going to put these cards back in their deck. I don't think I care that much, and it seems reasonable to me. And then I block here. And I'm at 4. All right, I still need to draw a pitch elemental that kills something here. Didn't draw one. And I also didn't draw a land, so I can't flicker Muldrifter. All right, well, we're going to Muldrift. All right, come on. Fury, Solitude. All right, we hit a Solitude. We don't have... So, can we live... Yeah, if we had hit a land, it would have been a lot better. Can we live without using this Solitude? Because I want to Ephemerate if possible. We can chump the hollow one and take 2. So I think that's probably what we're likely to do. Because I think flickering the Solitude is just the way to win this game. Yeah, I think that's my plan. Oh, nice. They're only going to attack with Hollow One. That's good for us, too. I'm not sure if that's correct for them. Pretty sure should just send all. I guess if they send all, I could just cast Solitude, pitching Ephemerate. Or even... okay, I could just pitch the Omnath and then next turn go for Muldrifter Ephemerate. And I just eat one of these eat one of these. Or I go to 2. I hit 1, I hit 2. I mean, that's also really, really good. And I mean, this saves my endurance, though. I'm gonna pitch cast Solitude, I think. I'm not really sure if this is better. This does feel pretty backbreaking as well, so... Nice. So let's go Cavern, Elemental, Uncounterable Evoked Muldrifter. Draw 2. Ephemerate. Draw 2. All right. And I'm just going to hold Endurance back. I don't think this game is going to be won by attacking. We just need to make sure to mitigate any potential risks and just outgrind them with Muldrifter Risen Reef here. I think this game is actually won, which is crazy. I mean, not super crazy. My opponent mulliganed to 4, but the Chalice was just so backbreaking on our opening hand. The Seiju, 0 cards, Wasteland, Cavern, I assume. Oh, on the white source. Sure, that makes sense. Also, Solituding on that turn gives us more opportunities to use fetch lands, right? So I think it's probably pretty good. That's something we didn't really consider. Am I supposed to Ephemerate the Endurance here? I don't know. Like, opponent's deck doesn't really use the graveyard, does it? Yeah, I mean, eventually it does attack, true. I don't really think my opponent's deck uses the graveyard, right? So I don't really know if there's any good reason to endurance when I can just draw cards. Yeah, I agree. Okay, now I don't even have to fetch. So now I can just go elemental, blue, green, this, Risen Reef, and then we have a bunch more ephemerates on Mole Drifters. Not going to do it now because we are already overdrawing. This does look like a free attack, though, at this point, especially with ephemerate up. Then we can just pitch some Moxen. Yeah, all right. Upkeep Bazaar. Does have a Bloodghast. Okay, I didn't realize there were Bloodghasts in this deck. If they go and hit a land drop, I'll probably just ephemerate the Endurance. It's not a huge loss, really. And if they play a Hex Shrinker, then I can just force it. I think I actually am just going to let the Hollow One resolve. I don't think the Hollow One is a problem. I think the only problem would have been a Hex Shrinker, which I would force. So I'm just going to hold the force. I guess I could have ephemerated to maybe draw another force. I guess I'm just going to blink this Small Drifter because I'm going to draw all the cards. Oh, man. So we're going to draw 2 cards plus a Risen Reef trigger. And then on the next turn, we get to ephemerate and draw 2 cards and a Risen Reef trigger. And we'll just have, like... yeah. I love this deck. It's really so much fun. Okay, so my opponent is on a deck that's kind of resilient to Tabernacle, and so we're gonna have to see what we want to actually board in. We definitely are gonna board in Fury Solitude. That's a given. And then the question is, do we bring in Surgical for just... It's just Vengevine and maybe Bloodghast? I don't even know if that's good. Like, probably bringing in Needle. I think we probably have to bring in Tabernacle. I'm just saying that they are a deck that's built to beat Tabernacle. We're going to bring in Tabernacle, though. I'm not saying we're not bringing in Tabernacle. Let me just go find a last list. Endurance. Yeah, they got Hex Drinkers. I'm gonna definitely not bring in Surgical. I don't know if we're gonna bring in Vigor, but we might, because I think I usually take out all my forces in this matchup, but that actually doesn't get me far enough. So I think it's gonna be like this. I don't really think there's things you need to force. So there are some Hogaaks. Interesting. Not 4 Hogaaks, though. I think, like, you can technically cut Mole Drifter in this matchup. No, I already have a video coming out on Monday for Fiend Artisan, and it's really bad when I double up on the same deck. I mean, it's really hard to upgrade a Mole Drift, a Hex Shrinker. Like, we have 4 Fury, 4 Solitude. I think you just don't worry about getting a... I think it's like not something you worry about. I don't think we actually worried about Hollow One enough to play Vigor. I think we're just going to do this. I think the forces come out, extra removal, and Bizarre Answers come in, and we battle with this. I can see taking out the Mole Drifters, too, and just playing Vigor or Surgical. But... All right, so this hand... It doesn't have Hate, but it does have turn 2 Solitude if we need it. This Mole Drifters are the worst cards in our deck, probably, which is unfortunate. But I think with an extra Moxen, we're probably just supposed to keep this hand. Maybe not. This might have been a little greedy, because these cards are so bad. Because they don't even pitch to force. Okay, I think I should have mulliganed this hand. I just saw Moxen Solitude and felt like it was good enough. but maybe it's just not. Man. Rootwalla Hogaak. I have a Kahira in my sideboard. Oh, Hollow One and Hogaak. Okay. I also have to kind of get worried about getting wastelanded. Ooh, that's an interesting draw. So hopefully I don't get wastelanded. Because if I get wastelanded, it's pretty bad. I'm just going to hold the emerald as well. I don't think the Solitude needs to be really good. I think it just needs to be okay. My opponent's draw wasn't particularly impressive. So this would let them play... No, it doesn't let them play Hogaak yet, right? Because there will be 3/6 total cards. I think I may still Endurance. I don't really want to Endurance, and the reason is because Risen Reef... I mean, we can even hard cast Endurance next turn. I think we can get away with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're one short. Just considering things that could happen. I don't think we need to Endurance now, which is why I didn't do it. The card that beats us here is if we get wastelanded. If we get wastelanded, we're so fucked. I think we just lose if we get wastelanded. Though my opponent is like incentivized to hold wasteland for Tabernacle, so yeah. Is there? I don't think there's a Dryad Arbor in this list. Protection. Oh, it's only protection from instants. Okay. So my opponent could have played Hex Shrinker and played Hogaak this turn. Huh. I kind of want to draw a white card. Okay, white card has been drawn. So I actually don't think I want to Endurance their graveyard. I kind of would be okay with them tapping all the way to play Hogaak. And this way I can actually Ambush Viper with my Endurance. Or I could just play Risen Reef. Good God. What if I just play Risen Reef? That is like the greediest play possible. But I could probably do it, so I'm going to. I think this is actually a Reef angle. Because of the white card draw. Land would be cool. Moxen is, I guess, fine. I'm not going to play it just in case they still have Vigor. If my opponent... I feel like we're actually okay here. My opponent's start wasn't very aggressive. Yeah, I mean... brutal. They do have Wasteland. Okay. I mean, I think we're gonna pitch cast Solitude very likely here. Yeah, we're gonna just hit their Hogaak. It's not a big deal. I guess we don't have to pitch cast Solitude, except we want to be able to hit a land drop, though. We might could just wait on the Solitude. I don't know. I think we can wait. Because we can also, like, Muldrift as well. Yeah. Well, there is a reason to do it right now. It's if we hit a land, right? There is a reason to do it on this turn. I just don't think it's compelling enough. Why? Why? Okay. I guess I'm happy I held my Sapphire. All right, well, we have double pitch casts here. If we have a land on top of our library, we could get a land. Man, we could not use the reef. We could put it in play, and then we could play a Mole Drifter or get a Kahira. Wasteland into Vigor was probably the worst outcome. Because now we don't have an answer to this Risen. I hit another Solitude. I mean, another Solitude isn't bad, but it's not what we wanted. I think we're losing now. I think I am going to pitch cast this Endurance to try to draw mana. I didn't think they had Vigor. Vigor was so bad for us. Maybe they think we have Leyline of the Voids. Do I put my cards back in my deck? Probably not. I whipped again. All right, well, this is bad. I think we're very much dying here. That Vigor Wasteland combo lost us this game. The Hecate's Shrinker is not the problem here. That's not the issue. The issue was the... Oh, come on! The issue was opponent dropping multiple land death effects. There's four Moxen in our deck for Force of Vigor. Those are the only artifacts in our deck. Man. I'm dead. I don't think I have a single draw here that gets me out of this game. Whatever, man. Even Tabby doesn't do it. Why? Why? If this was earlier, it'd be great. Oh, we do have needles. That's true. Is it better to play Risen Reef than... So if I play a Risen Reef and I draw a white card, so yes. No, I think Risen Reef had a higher chance of getting us out of that game. Okay, I mean, I just think that was unlucky. I think we were actually in a really good spot. And then we've been kind of murdered from our fast mana in both games. Mole Drifter was really bad there. But it wasn't really worse. I mean, if it was Surgical instead of Mole Drifter, we wouldn't have had to Solitude Hogaak. All right, I'm going to play Surgical instead of Mole Drifter. That was so sad. I thought we were so good there. Yeah, this looks pretty great. Yeah, I mean, we could have made white mana, gone Mole Drifter, and tried to hit Ephemerate, and hit white card Solitude. Then we have a block, and that also gets us there. But I think we didn't have... I think that's less chance than just Draw 1 for any white card, maybe. Why don't I play Lotus there? Did you not witness me getting Force of Vigored? Did you not see what happened in the last game of Magic the Gathering? I got a hollow one that we can hit. Beautiful. It's okay. We have Hardcast Fury, which is probably just game winning. I think I would rather have Fury than Solitude. He says with a question mark. Yes, play my 5-mana spell. That's my favorite part of this deck, actually, is hard casting 5-mana elementals. We also, if we ever hit a fetch land, can ephemerate. So I think we just win. Maybe we not, but I think we're in a good spot. I kind of just want to hit land drops for the rest of the game, right? How do you beat turn 2 Fury? Force of Vigor, Yavimaya, Besiju, Wasteland. Wasteland's good. Wasteland's a good one, but we're gonna start hitting with this Fury, so. Oh, okay, okay. Come on, give me fetch land. Let me Solitude this board. I don't know why animations are not on. It's just the spinny thing, which I don't know why that's there. We'll fix it after. I normally don't have that stuff on, but Magic Online uninstalled, right? So, come on, fetch land, baby. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Man. We have a lot of choices. I kind of like Fury, Solitude, or Ephemerate Fury, because Kahara can get pitched to Solitude. I think second Fury is better. And they can't even play creatures this turn, because then they'll just get a Furied again. No! They have Mental Misstep! No, it's not that bad, because then we just attack for 12. Alright, I didn't see that one coming. I can't believe we just got Mental Misstepped. Brutal. I guess we can lose this game now. If we, like, get Wastelanded, they get a Hogaak, and we never hit another, white card or something. That misstep was so broken? No. I thought for sure we had it. So if they hit like Root Walla, and then play a Hogaak, and then we like never hit a white card or land, I could lose us this game. We just like don't even need to like ephemerate on the second half if they don't play a creature, because we have 12 power in play. They did hit the green Root Walla. They also hit a Vengevine. They have a hollow one? No. Cradle plus... Oh, hollow one? Hollow one? Hit hollow one! No, they're so good at Magic. Oh, man. Brutal. All right. We need to hit a land drop for Kahara or just another Ephemerate, maybe. One of Misstep, baby. All right, so if my opponent hits a Hogaak, we probably are 100% dead. If not, we kind of have the board stalled a little bit. Ugh. Opponent hits so well. No. Imagine if they Wasteland us here. That misstep was just game winning, huh? Come on, just give me a land. Why? Why, deck? Probably was supposed to kill Root Walla, huh? I wanted to make them tap Cradle, but... I thought we were just the mental misstep. I can't believe we got mental misstep. There's four 1-drops in there. I guess there's Needle now, so there's 6 1-drops. Watch them hit double spell here for this Vengevine too after I blocked it. Yeah, they hit double spell. This is unbelievable, and I'm just stuck with one of each color. I mean, I don't think my opponent could have possibly drawn better than this, but holy shit. Fuck, man. What is this shit? I can't believe we lost this game. Three Ephemerate, 1 Ancestral, 2 Needle. Misstep got us. Damn. It's so sad. Okay, round 2. Let's try to play a little bit tighter. I think that, honestly, there was some pilot error in that last round in terms of mulliganing, in terms of sideboarding, which are places that can be improved on. This hand is great. This is exactly the kind of hand we really want to see. Our fetch lands are going to make it so we don't get wastelanded. We have a force to get us past turns, and then we have 3-drop to bridge us. So this is kind of exactly the hands you want to see. Obviously, like one of the best draws in our decks are our 4 Moxen are so good here. If we draw any of our Moxen, we can play turn 2 3-drop, and if we don't, we just kind of hit a land. So this is good. This is a good hand. I think depending on like what our opponent's playing, if they end up on the like a Hogaak deck, then we obviously want to draw one of our 6 removal creatures, because then we have a removal creature plus Ephemerate. Omnath pitches to all of our elementals, so Omnath is a lot of the times pitch fodder, but that's okay because it's a legendary creature, so you can't really use multiple anyways. All right, our opponent sees our hand. The jig is up. So our opponent knows about force, and they can just play around it perfectly. That's kind of the biggest reason why Probe is unfun life. But that is like a very bad draw. That's probably one of the worst draws in our deck because it's not a pitch elemental, and it's not a mana source, and it's not a force. So definitely was not interested in another Fable. Underground Sea is a bad sign, especially if my opponent is going to Doomsday kill me through force here, which does look like that is going to be the case. I can't beat Doomsday at all here, so... I mean, I force it, they fluster me, and then they Street Wraith and kill me with Gush. I assume that's what's happening here. I don't even have like a follow-up to this. If they don't have, like, if they have a pass the turn pile, I still can't beat it. So, yeah, I mean, Doomsday is completely broken, right? Especially when they know your hand. Not much I can say. Like, the only way I'm ever beating this is if I have flusters of my own, right? That's basically the only way you can beat this, is with your own flusters. Or you have, some kind of extreme hate permanence or fast mana or something, your own combo. If you just, like, play land, pass against Doomsday where they know your hand, you're just going to die on turn 2, like, probably 60-70% of the time. Like, it's possible my opponent has Flusterstorm and Force backup for this Doomsday, and I would say it's not even super unlikely that they have that. Now, I'm not going to concede, because if my opponent does a pass the turn pile and I draw maybe Ancestral or Endurance, then I might have a chance. Like if I draw an Endurance, I can pitch cast Endurance, shuffle maybe do a shuffle, um, maybe do a double shuffle or something, and then I have a 3/4. That's probably not good enough, but it's possible. Of course, if my opponent has Street Wraith here, which they don't have Street Wraith. So unless they have Gush in their hand, which they don't, wait, the Gush is in the yard, it means this is going to be a pass the turn pile, so. All right, so we get another draw step. Unfortunately, like all of our cards are bad, so it's not going to matter unless we draw Cavern of Souls. So unfortunately, the Risen Reef is the card that draws us a card, and it's also our blue card to pitch to force. Because none of the other elementals do anything, I could cast Risen Reef. I'm confused. Risen Reef is a better card than Omnath. We're never going to cast Omnath in this game. I don't understand. Why do you want to keep Omnath? My opponent already knows my whole hand, so I might as well play this to conclusion. Don't think there are any draws here that get us maybe a Mental Misstep. Actually, if we draw a Mental Misstep, my opponent looks like they went for an Ancestral Pile. A Mental Misstep might be good enough. Might be good enough. Yeah, their top card is definitely Ancestral, so I have to just let this happen. Looks like they have counter backup. I mean, it's Doomsday. You expect them to have counter backup on their pass the turn pile. Yeah. So I think it's actually extremely likely my opponent had turn 2 Doomsday with Force Fluster backup. All right, let's make them show me Lotus Oracle or Land Oracle, just in case they screwed up by pitching Oracle. Nope. You can draw your 1 in 49 against Doomsday, but it doesn't really typically matter. I don't think we even have cards to board in. I assume we are going to board in a bunch of Surgicals and pray. Like I think Fury is unplayable. Solitude, technically they sometimes board in creatures. Really an Ephemerate matchup either. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a board in for Surgical and Prey matchup. I don't. So a lot of the lists are on like 2 Delta, so Misering Needle on Delta is not good. I wouldn't do that. I learned that in one of my last challenge streams. Someone had pointed it out. When I did go for like Miser Needle on Delta, and it turned out my opponent had 2 Deltas in their deck because they don't play basic Swamp anymore. They just play basic Island. So really, they should probably only have 1 Delta in their deck. There's kind of no reason to have Delta as your 2 of if they don't have Swamp in your deck. Well, we might make the quick O2 exit here. I'm not sure. Like, we do have 6 forces, but the problem is Force of Will is just not enough to beat Doomsday. Doomsday has too many counter spells to really rely on that. And we don't really have a efficient clock. So I'm definitely going to take this hand. I guess our best draw is a blue card so that we have double force, and then our next best draw is a white card so that we could maybe put a Solitude in play or something. Maybe we just want Moxen so we can put Kahira in our hand and just play Kahira. Yeah, I'm gonna pitch the Risen Reef so that we have a possibility of forcing later on in life here. Just one card win the game is a little too strong for us, unfortunately. Yeah. Okay. So draw a blue card and then draw Ancestral or something. I don't know. This happens every time we stream. We just get completely annihilated by Doomsday. It's just how it is. Doomsday is the least fun deck for me. I'm like less sad about this than losing last round though. This is just like expected. You're just going to die to Doomsday when you play any deck that's not extremely tuned and has 4 Flusterstorms. Yeah, like most of the time, beating Doomsday involves your opponent playing badly. It's pretty hard to beat Doomsday on your own merits. We did draw Force, so we have Force and Solitude, so maybe we have a chance. They only have 1 Oracle. They brought in Tabernacle. Like, this is like the extra dagger, is like, this card is completely unplayable versus our deck. They have Shieldred, which we don't care at all. Yeah, there's no Ancestral. There's no Gush. There's a possibility opponent misplays here. They only have 1 Oracle too. So if they were to go like for a 2-card left in hand Oracle, then this player likes to put probes in their pile, huh? Kind of interesting. I've never really seen Discover N ever put probe in their pile. So we can't force this because then they'll have force back up. Yeah, they have 1 force in their pile. So I have to let them know that we have Force of Will Solitude. So now they won't go for... Yeah, so now they'll wait, and then they'll play Thassa's Oracle next turn with Force backup. What do we need to hit now? Ancestral, I guess? Does that do anything? They don't have Black Lotus. So they have an Underground Sea in their pile. So I don't think this card does anything at all. There's nothing in the graveyard because Doomsday resets everything. Because they're just going to get the Underground Sea and draw Thassa's Oracle. So shuffling the deck is completely useless. They have 2 cards left in their deck. So my opponent's going to play Thassa's Oracle with 0 cards left in the deck and with Force of Will back up and beat us. What a weird pile. I think this can't be the correct pile. Yeah, I don't think Surgical does anything here. I saw 3 Force of Wills. I'm only seeing 3, so I don't know where you see the 4th one. I mean, I'm not sure me looking at their hand does anything. Like, you don't need to look at your opponent's hand if you just can figure out what's in their hand, right? There is one here, one here. One, oh, there is 4 Force of Wills. So what do they have? Flusterstorm? I was supposed to cast Solitude last turn to attack. Do you know how wrong that statement is? Like, do you understand that Solitude is a 5-mana creature? And it requires a white card to evoke, and then a white card to ephemerate? I don't understand. How am I supposed to cast Solitude last turn? What world are we living in? I mean, if they don't fetch, I guess they still win. So they have an Underground Sea in their hand, is what I'm... Wait, what? What is going on? They have no counter magic? Playing versus Doomsday is so stupid. My opponent just misbuilt their pile by putting a probe in the deck, but no counter magic. Okay, we'll go to game 3, I guess. I was so ready to concede. If your opponent isn't Discoveran or Max Magicer and they're on Doomsday, just never concede. Okay, what do we do? Can we do anything? This is what I mean, though. This is what I mean by Doomsday only loses to its pilot. I just don't know why they keep putting probe in their piles. Like, normally you put a piece of counter magic in your piles. It's very odd. I think this is fine. We'll just run like this. Doomsday is super hard. I'm not knocking, like, how do I say this? I'm saying these things with the knowledge that I would also be making mistakes playing Doomsday. You've all seen me stream Doomsday. It's not good. It's not pretty. There are just very few players who pilot Doomsday at the level that is, you know, A+ tier. There are like 4, I think. It's just Discoveran, it's Max Magicer, it's Diem, and it's Sing Panman. I think everyone else is, you know, on a different, you know, on a lower level. No stacking audibility, not stacking abilities automatically. Okay, more blue cards is good. I just don't have any blue cards at the moment. I mean, he's a legacy player, so I'm talking about vintage. All right, what can I draw here? Another blue card, I guess. That's a good draw. That's a great draw. So here's a question. Are we supposed to play a Fable of the Mirror Breaker, or are we supposed to hold up negation? And the answer is hold up negation because it's Doomsday. Crazy. We also have end of turn endurance, so that helps. Hey, I also have no idea what to do when I play Doomsday. I know the basic pile, and everything after that is like usually very bad for me. I probably should have fetched this earlier to play around Dark Ritual Opposition Agent, but I didn't see any Opposition Agents in their graveyard last time, so... Uh-huh. I would like to cast Force. Pitching Risen Reef. Does that resolve? I can pay for Fluster right now, which is nice. They have Gush. Okay. So I can't pay for Fluster is what you're saying? One, two. I guess I couldn't play for Fluster anyways because they played Dark Ritual, right? So this would have been 1 Storm, 2 Storm, 3 Storm, 4 Storm. So I wouldn't have been able to play anyways. So they did have Daze, which we were successfully able to play around. So they have 2 lands and 3 unknowns in their hand. We have the ability to... this is probably red-green. We have the ability to either... They're going to go down to what? 9? The problem is they have a blue floating, which means... Oh, they have a land drop to give as well. Which means they can play any pair of cantrips to get there. Not any pair of cantrips, but some pairs of cantrips get there. I think I would rather just negate it. All right, rewarded for my patience. They have 1 land in hand and 3 unknowns after this preordain, where they are going to bottom. Okay. Question is Endurance or Fable? I'm gonna go Fable because I can have Pitchcast Endurance. I'm also gonna hold this Savannah, so that I can pitch it to Fable. Second land, 4 unknowns. Okay. Draw. I'm just going to get rid of both of these lands and try to draw more interaction, which obviously I know there's not a lot of interaction in our deck. Unfortunately, we negated the Doomsday, so we can't Surgical the Doomsday. Omnath. Yeah, they can Daze, but they pitch cast Daze already, so I'm not super worried about it. I don't know if gaining 4 life matters. I guess we draw fetch land maybe. So I will go red, blue, this, white. Do I play around Daze? Yeah, sure. Let's play around Daze. Okay. Well, we're getting close to damaging them out of this game. I wonder if we're supposed to Endurance to turn off Dig Through Time and Treasure Cruise? Or do they even play Treasure Cruise? I kind of think so. All right. They kind of have to have Doomsday combo plus cantrip. Or Oracle. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to beat Oracle Demonic Consultation if they had that either. This doesn't beat Consultation combo. Consultation exiles everything. Oh, I guess it might be Consultation combo because there were already cards in the yard. You're right. So maybe I could have held Endurance to beat Consultation combo. Oh, they just conceded. Interesting. Yeah, if they have a graveyard. Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know. Is it more likely they have Dig Through Time, like can draw Dig Through Time, or more likely to have a Oracle combo? I feel like stopping them from... They don't play Cruise, right? It's just Dig, or do they play Cruise? If they play Cruise and Dig, then I kind of like stopping Delve. They play just Dig. I don't know. Reasonable question. Yeah, we didn't beat Doomsday. Our Doomsday opponent misbuilt their pile, right? That's not... I don't know. I'm not super happy. Okay, here we go. Round 3, Vintage Challenge. We're up against Unlucky Bunky. Sometimes plays Jeskai, has a Luris, so likely Jeskai. They have a cat, and we have a cat. You love to see it. I like this. How do I make this, maybe I do this. I want to put it like underneath. I want a better picture. Sorry, I'm gonna take all this time to get a picture. It's a good Twitter post, okay? All right, whose cat is better? That's what we're playing for here, and this hand is great. I have lands, I have spells. Let's do it. I feel like I probably should have put their name out of the picture. All right, too late. All right, Risen Reef. That's a good draw as long as we hit the mana. Why has we feel like we've been hard pressed to hit our mana here? Ragavan. So this is only an issue if we miss our mana. Oh wait, no, it's an issue if we don't miss our mana either, huh? I really don't want to force this. Whatever, I don't care. What are they gonna do? Cast my Furies? I refuse to counter Ragavan. Refuse. Card's so bad. Top on Preordain. That's illegal. I mean, if we just miss our third land source on turn 3, I guess we do have a problem here. If only we had a Ragavan to make our mana for turn 3. Why? Alt cast Force? You do you, fam. I mean, currently we're not punished because it hasn't done anything. If my opponent had hard cast a Force off it, then maybe. But they chose to alt cast Force, so currently it didn't do anything. If they have a land drop, they can play Luris, but they don't have anything to get back with Luris, so I don't even think that's good. Oh, they have Treasure Cruise after Force Ancestral? Alright, fair enough. Now if they had a bobble with Luris, it would have been really good. I mean, if we had forced Ragavan, we would have also lost this game to Dread Horde and Ancestral, right? My opponent had Ancestral Recall, Forces Will, Ragavan, Dreadhorde. It's really good. I missed my land drop. I drew 3 cards this game, and none of them were lands. All right, whatever. Wait, did they dig? They could have not eaten their Ancestral, right? I'm confused. I mean, we're dead. Opponent has Ancestral in their Jeskai deck, right? So it's gonna be rough for us. Yeah, maybe that's true. I'm kind of surprised though. Like, doesn't matter. Again, like Dreadhorde, Ragavan, Luris shouldn't be problems. Like these die to this whole board dies to 1 Fury, right? But we just haven't been able to do the things that our deck is supposed to do. We had to unfortunately counter one of the power 9, and then after that, it's been pretty rough. Like, I don't actually think this board is particularly good against us in general. All right, well, they hit off a Ragavan. They hit Solitude. So if they have a land drop, they can technically play a 3/2 lifelinker. Like, I'm glad I didn't draw Solitude. Let's put it that way. All right, they didn't shuffle. They weren't able to fetch land shuffle off of their Brainstorm. So I think our best play will be... What will our best play even be? Like, our opponent's going to have removal, right? So if we hit a land drop, what are we even doing? Are we flash ambushing in an Endurance and hoping it resolves? I guess if we have a Cavern off the top, we can flash in and hit the Ponder and then eat the Ragavan, and then that seems really strong. We also technically could do like Risen Reef, alt cast Endurance. I feel like this would have been a good game to have drawn the Black Lotus. Okay, now they're going to loop Luris's, I assume. Even that is not that good, because if we just draw Fury, we can kill Luris Ragavan. I don't know. Like, none of these things feel particularly challenging. Obviously, I could have stopped them from doing this by all casting Endurance, but I don't really want to do that right now. Jace Vern's Prodigy. Yeah, like, this is a board waiting for Fury Ephemerate to happen, right? I mean, they're out of action. They only are going to have, what, 3 cards after this turn? Our best draw is Cavern. Our best draw is Cavern. Our second best draw is Fury, maybe. I'm going to crack away, because my opponent played all that knowing my top card. Maybe that's silly. Get me out of here. Okay, I mean, I kept a 2-lander, and I went 5 turns or 4 turns and didn't hit. I'm just going to bring in Solitude Fury, and then take out 2 negations, and then we're good to go. Yeah, I mean, I don't think my keep was bad, and I don't think the things I chose to force were terrible. Like, you could have chosen to force a couple other different things there, but I mean, if your opponent has Ancestral and Treasure Cruise and Ragavan Dreadhorde, it's like going to be pretty difficult. And then I do think that if we had hit land on 3 on 3, we would have had like reasonable options. Obviously, we didn't have any Fury or Solitude to deal with their board, but a single Fury there was going to deal with multiple creatures, right? Yo, what's up, Geeky? Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a fun Cube Con. Look like a blast. This deck has been pretty bad for us today, to be honest. Which is sad, because I actually had some really promising league results. The deck was functioning. Like if I had to ask, I would ask for Hogaak and Jeskai as the matchups to play. That's kind of what I want to play against, really. So it's not like we've hit bad matchup. I mean, Doomsday is probably not a great matchup, right? But you know, 2 out of 3 matchups being pretty reasonable, I would be normally very happy to see something like that. Got a Ragavan again, or are we cantripping? Okay. I'm just gonna look for Ambush Viper here. God, that is a lot of Omnaths. Obviously, if they counter our Ambush Viper, we lose a little bit of value, and then we probably have to end up Furying or something, but... Ooh, does that mean they have Swords of Plowshares? Their third Omnath was not a great draw, I will admit. This has to be red-green. Taiga. Green, cast. I mean, if this does resolve and does block, then obviously this is a prime showing of Ragavan being atrocious. If it doesn't, then now we maybe have issues. We'll have to see what the follow-ups are. They hit an endurance of their own. Can't cast that. Do they have a time walk? Okay. So now they get another Ragavan hit. I kind of want them to just play like a Dreadhorde or something so that I can kill both. That would be our ideal hit. And then a land would be our best hit, obviously, so that we can just play our Omnath. They hit Fable. Oh, God. Well, Fable lets us get value off of Fury. Is Jeskai good right now? I don't really know. It's definitely better. This deck plays Wasteland, which helps a lot. So if this flips, it goes back to my side, right? So I'm not 100% sure my opponent should... Come on, stop wastelanding me. I don't have mana to begin with. All right, well, now this Fury... We did hit the land drop. We would have gotten our Omnath. So let's play Fury and kill off Ragavan and Shaman token. Yeah, Force after all this would be very bad for us. 5 colors standstill? I think anything with standstill is probably not great. That's not exactly a 2022 Magic card. God, they have Force after all of that? Man. We're living a rough life today. I do think like Fury here basically solves the entire board problem, and then eventually we're going to have a Fable come back to our side, but... Man, I don't know what to say. We're kind of just getting smacked around today. Feels like we've just gotten brutally murdered by exactly the cards where we would get brutally murdered, right? Like they had swords for our 3/4, and then they had force for our Plague Wind. 0 mana Plague Wind. They had force, so they're gonna get another hit off of us. If they have another Wasteland, we're just not gonna be able to play Magic. We have to hit a land to even play these things, and it actually technically has to be what? A green, no, green, blue, white. So I can draw most of, I think I set up myself to draw most of the lands. Cavern obviously would be much better. They pitched red Elemental Blast. I'm gonna play a Risen Reef. That can't be good for us if they're pitching red Elemental Blast. This deck is a lot worse against Wasteland after I switched the mana base from 4 basics. But like a lot of the time you just hold open fetches. Yeah, I think our opponent has had the exact things they've needed to play Magic, though. Like, there are usually a lot of bad cards in the Jeskai deck for this, and they don't feel, it doesn't feel like they've hit any of those. I mean, like, I don't know. It's a monkey is like a 50% chance of being good if it hits, and it doesn't even have a 50% chance of hitting, right? Like, they have to have exact answer to Endurance and then exact answer to Fury. It's just... shit happens. Not worried about it. Like, we're gonna always let that monkey resolve, so. Yeah, we have just not hit the things we've needed to play Magic today. It is what it is. Like, our deck is typically quite good against Jeskai because we have Cavern of Souls, but we've drawn no Cavern of Souls. We've always been one mana short of playing any of our cards. I don't know. Wait, this doesn't flip to my side? What the fuck? I think I learned this the other time. I thought this flipped back to... it's... Wow, it specifically dictates it goes back to your control. Brutal. So it's not like Jace Vern's Prodigy. I think we've learned that on stream sometime. No, it's specifically worded to not do that, it looks like. They've hit Risen Reef twice! This is the card I want to be casting! Yeah. I don't know, man. Bad day. This is how it feels to play against Nox Tom, though, for sure. Oh, they hit Ancestral, too. I wasn't even looking. Yeah, I think if you, like, cast Ancestral and Cruise every game, Jeskai is a pretty good deck, for sure. Especially with Wasteland. Unreal. Again, I do, you know, feel Fury is quite good against this board. It's too late, man. It's just too late. Yeah, Risen Reef I think is the best card in my deck. It's the card that makes the whole deck work for sure. All right, if I draw Fury off of this Omnath, my opponent's gonna draw so many cards with my Risen. Like this, look at my deck. My deck is so good, except my opponent has my deck. I don't know. I'm pretty toxic. Oh, look at the red elemental blast they pitched. All right, whatever. We died. Cool. Cool. I feel like all right. I think at least what we can say in that round was I got to show you how the deck works. Except my opponent did the playing of my cards, but I showed you what's good. You know, play Risen Reef, copy things with Kiki Jiki. It looked good. All right. Here we go. Round, I don't know, 4. We're up against Tinker Breach guy. Sean. Tinker Breach guy. They're probably playing Tinker Breach. Let's just put it that way. I agree with them that it is probably the best deck in the format. So this deck, oh man, my deck is terrible. What am I talking about? Oh, these hands just don't function. I either have too much mana and not enough action, or I have not enough lands and too much action, or I have a good amount of lands and then mismatching action. Like these... Yeah, nothing works. This hand almost slaps. I don't really think there could be a library deck, but... I have to get rid of Ephemerate, obviously, and then I think I'm just going to get rid of... Fable? Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of Fable. And we're going to go... I guess I should have ordered this in a slightly different way, but it's fine. That's true. I haven't cast a single Ancestral or Time Walk. That definitely lowers the power level of my deck, for sure. My opponent going to force my Sapphire. I should have played these before I played the Cavern of Souls, which is like... It's the #1 thing I yell at people for, and I just didn't consider it. I still kind of feel like this is a win for us, though, so I don't know. Maybe it's fine. If we draw lands every turn, it's probably a win for us. My opponent's down to 4 cards, and they forced my Mox Sapphire, which wasn't really doing a whole lot, so... Oh, wait. Are they not on Tinker? Damn. Okay, well, now it's a problem. I would have drawn another. I've drawn 3 of my 4 Moxen. Oh, they're on Bazaar? Oh, right. They're testing for Eternal Weekend. I understand now. Okay, I think we're going to lose this game. I thought we were winning for a second, but now I think we're going to lose. Yeah, my opponent just needs to find a couple Squees, and then we're going to get brutally murdered here. They have 1 Squee and 1 Root Walla. It also means, like, playing our Moxen exposes us to Vigor. They did get rid of a Wasteland. Man, that would be so good right now if I had a Cavern. All right, we're slowly losing this game because they do have a Master of Death making this Bazaar of Faithless Looting every turn, which I can assure you is good value. I do think if we hit another Cavern or Fetch Land, we have a pretty good shot, though. It's not over by any means if we can do that. Noxious Revival Fury, Master of Death, and a Hollow one. Like I said, I still think it's not a bad spot yet. I don't think I want to force the Hollow one. Seems like 1 Wasteland is too much for our deck. It's kind of how I'm feeling right now. I guess holding these Moxing does expose me to Mindbreak Trap, for what it's worth. All right, now they have Wasteland double Squee. Good lord. Okay, I've drawn all 4 Moxen, so that's fun. I'm gonna go get my cat. Gonna have to make sure I can force Vigor, though. We could have cast Omnath with 4 on-color Moxen. Incredible. Yeah, nothing has really worked out, unfortunately, today. Which is sad, because I think this deck is really fun and really entertaining when it's doing its thing. Maybe we'll have to do a league or something at some point. I might want to go back to the 4 basic mana base, too. Yeah. I mean, it do be like that. Every time where I'm just like, if we draw, you know, One card, one land. Yeah, you could totally play Stone Lands and Astrolabes, but you have to, you know, adjust your deck accordingly. There's like very specific color requirements in the deck, and if you play Astrolabe as a 4-of, then you need to adjust those color requirements, and it's very, very hard to do. Like, you need to have enough of each colored source to pitch to your elementals, and then you need enough blue cards to pitch to force. They're going to put the Fury back on top. I think it's better to let them draw the Fury and force the Fury than to force the Noxious. Yeah, you can also swap into Yorion and play Astrolabe. That works as well, but like, you still need to hit color requirements, so it's tough. And this card is actively like very, very good. You haven't seen Kihara in this video yet do anything good, but I can assure you that this card does a powerful thing. I don't know, Zashad. It might not be. You might just get everybody copying Grixis Tinker Breach. Like, you could theoretically just have your whole field be Grixis Tinker Breach. Wow, are they going to hit double Vine here? Yeah, they're going to double Vine with Rootwalla Fury. Okay, maybe it was better to counter Noxious Revival. I mean, I'm just dead on board anyways. So, yeah, I mean, I still think if we hit a land, we might have been okay. But we did mulligan a bunch that game, and I definitely thought they were on a different deck. All right, well, we get to bring in a ton of Surgicals, Tabernacles, Needles. We get to bring in Furies and Solitudes. We get to take out Mole Drifters and Negations and Misstep and Mole Drifter and maybe just... maybe... yeah, Savannah would have probably been a little tilting, sure. Maybe this Time Walk. Yeah, we haven't even played against decks where we wanted Force of Vigor yet, have we? Tabernacle, Surgical, Ephemerate, Fury, Triple Land. Probably a keep. So Omnath holds together all of your pitch spells. So... well, I had a working 4 basic mana base, but there are obviously downsides to the 4 basics as well. This mana base is 1 basic, and there are upsides and downsides. So I think you can probably cut 1 Omnath here, but I chose not to. All right, so my opponent kept a 7-card, 1 powder hand. We have something for Squeeze, and we have something for Hollow Ones. I think this is okay. Yeah, right, for sure. I mean, like I said, this deck's biggest weakness is Wasteland, and we don't have Wastelands in our deck, for sure. I agreed. Okay, that's no problem. They did hit both a Master of Death and a Squee. Wow. Let's see, look at their hand and get rid of... Squee better? I actually think Master is better. Because they can have... well, I don't know if I care about Force as much as I care about Fury. I'm not sure. I'm not actually sure which one I would rather hit here. Opponent's going to Vigor Trap Fury. And then everything else is straightforward. Them pitching the strip mine is super good for us. Okay. All right. Well, tab you. I still think we are currently super far behind. If we hit second surgical on their master, we might be in a better spot. This doesn't look as bad. Okay, this gives me card. Let's get blue red, blue white, blue red probably. Red white? Can't get red white. We don't want red white. We want blue anyways. Blue red, I assume. Okay, end step activation. Yeah, Mind Break Trap is not very good against our deck. We're not usually playing more than two spells a turn. So they pitched Vigor and Trap and Death and kept Fury and 3 unknowns. And they return Death. I mean, Mind Break Traps do help you get forces, and I do think forces are probably still good. All right, Fury. So I don't know any cards left in their hand. They still have 5. Okay. I do think we're going to play Kahara. Even though it might prevent us from playing Fury next turn. I think we just got to start playing cards. So we've certainly hit our mana this time. Though, I guess this is the kind of point in the game where I do wish I kept in Muldrifter. So here's the Wasteland. Are they going to Wasteland my tab, maybe? See what they play. Obviously, they won't Wasteland my tab till my end step. So we still will have to play and wait and see what they pitch. They have been, of course, not losing any cards to Bazaar because they have a master to make it the looting. So second Bazaar and third Bazaar. Hollow one is in. So now we don't even get an attack. But it's still going to be a pay for my Kahira angle. Cavern, okay. Maybe I'm supposed to play Cavern this turn so I could play Uncounterable Fury. I just don't know if we're going to need Fury if they kill my Tabernacle, right? Because we might be just tabbing them again if they don't have a Wasteland. We are still slowly kind of bleeding this game because our opponent is looting every turn for free. But we have reasonable counterplay. So, okay. We actually don't even need to play Tabernacle because Uncounterable Fury should be good enough anyways. Yeah, it has doesn't have lifelink, so it has very good text, +1/+1 and vigilance to all of our elementals. Very important in this matchup particularly. So our opponent didn't play another Wasteland, so I am just going to hit them with the Tabernacle. I guess, unfortunately, I am going to get this Risen Reef not uncount. I could wait on the Risen Reef. I guess I should wait and make it uncounterable. Okay. I'm just going to hit their other 2 hollow ones. So they're out of hollow ones. Yeah, I think it's too risky to play this Risen Reef without Cavern, and then I also would have to double pay and wouldn't be able to play Fury anyways. So I think I would rather... So the only problem now is my opponent doesn't... I don't know how much they're going to care about Tabernacle, which means we are going to have to... Oh, what did they just do? They returned something? They returned Wasteland. Okay. Do we want to play Fury to attack? No, I want to save Fury for... I think Fury should be saved for killing something. We're running our opponent pretty dry on cards here. All right, now they have 2 Masters. Okay. Omnath, so good. Nice. And it's a 5/5, so it can't be Furied. Yeah, Kahera's text is quite strong. Yeah, I do think I liked hitting Squee. That looks like it worked out pretty well for us. I'm pretty happy with how we played this game and how it played out, actually. Which I can't say for much of my other matches today. Second landfall. When... Second ability resolution. Sorry. They have triple Master of Death, but this is actually 8 damage on board right now. I think the game is won. Agreed. When we hit our land drops and had interaction, our deck functioned like a normal human being. Not a normal human being. Like a normal pile of cardboard. That's all I ask, is you function like a normal pile of cardboard, deck. It's not that much. It's not a big deal. We actually should beat a Fury here too, because if they go Fury on Kahira, then we just blink it. I mean, our opponent could have played around Tab. Like, our opponent had the ability to play around Tab. They chose not to play around Tab. So that's on them. So they're going to get a hollow one here and 2 Furies, and then we're just going to... Or hollow one and 2 Rootwalla, and we're just going to Fury their board away. That'll be winning. They also can't counter anything, so this is just completely winning. Oh, yeah, we'll get enough mana because of Omnath. Land, trigger, land, trigger, uncounterable, fury. All right. Fury. Omnath doesn't hit creatures, so. But this one does, so. So what we can do is we can do 4 damage to them off of this fetch land, and we can also ephemerate and kill the other thing. All roads there lead to victory. All right. We won a game. Yay. Yay. Yeah, having standard would have been a bad time if Omnath hit creatures. All right, game 3. Oh my god, so many Omnaths. Yeah, I mean, this hand is going to lose to a stupid hollow one draw, but I think I just have to keep it. Opponent kept a 7-card Bizarre hand, so I don't really have high expectations here. This list looks busted. I wish it was busted. Okay, so they're learning from their lesson and not playing into Tabernacle here. Risen Reef is great. Risen Reef is a fantastic Magic card. I wish Risen Reef was given its chance to shine this league, but it really hasn't panned out. This challenge hasn't been a good day for Risen Reef. I think we would have lost last game, to be honest, if opponent played around Tabernacle respectfully. This is really bad draws. This is the kind of hand where you need to have Fable. This hand is just not good. Bad day. At least our opponent hasn't activated Bizarre for 2 turns. Yeah, I don't know, man. Our draws have been... Our opponent is just not activating Bizarre, so I'll just take it, man. It's fine. All right, do we play Risen Reef, though? That's the real question. Fuck it, YOLO. That's why we're here. If you're not playing Risen Reef, why are you even here? Red, green... Taiga. Oh god. Tundra. Oh, I can't get a Tundra. Savannah. Blue, red. Yeah, whatever. Sure, it's probably close enough. Blue, green. This Risen Reef. Well, the time we drew fast mana, we drew only fast mana. We drew one of each Moxen and lost. It was a bad day. It was a bad day. You had a bad day. Well, the Astrolabe mana base isn't free. I have to play 4 colorless cards in my deck that needs every single thing to have a color. You know? And you can go up to Yorion instead of Kahira, but then you lose consistency and you lose the Kahira buff, which is not bad. Not bad. This draw is not good. All right, so opponent is finally tapped Bazaar of Baghdad. What do you have for us here, friend? Kahira buff has actively been great. Like the sizing difference is very, very important, very, very good. Karuga? No. Double Vine. Do I wait or do I just hit these vines now? I think we should just hit these vines now before they're given the ability to activate Bazaar again. Our deck is not really set up to beat Vine at the moment, so let's hit it. I doubt they have negation still in their deck. What? Oh, they had a force anyways. Negation hits so few spells. Well, I believe we're dead here. I assume opponent is going to bring back a bunch of Vines, and our current board does not have a evoke creature. So, yeah, like if we find a Solitude off the top of our library and we go Risen Reef into Solitude Ephemerate, then I think we have a chance. Even Fury Ephemerate looks good on this board. But opponent this time respectfully played around Tabernacle, which is a good play, good change. It's okay. My opponent had a Force of Will, so it didn't really matter that we got negated. And they had to pitch the Will, so... All right, I'm going to take 8. And... Ruby. Okay. So would I rather play Omnath? No, I think Risen Reef should be better. I actually don't want to play Ruby because it's going to be Mindbreak trappable. Possibly if I Ephemerate. I need to hit Solitude and Fury. Can I get a Solitude or a Fury? Okay, so now we're going to run straight into Mindbreak Trap, I've decided. And play a Needle to bait Mindbreak Trap. Come on, Mindbreak Trap me, baby. I need this in my life. Well, maybe I don't. I don't have to Fury this turn. I could Fury in battle. I kind of want to Fury this turn. And they do have Force, pitching Force. If they had Trap, they would have trapped. I don't have any forces. Okay, I think I'm going to Ephemerate now because it lets me hit Fury. I get 2 more looks. Come on, Fury, baby. Fury, Fury, Fury. Yes. Okay. So I think the answer is 1 Rootwalla, 1 Vengevine. Risen Reef going to town. Evoke last. Fury, 1 Rootwalla, 1 Vengevine. 2 Risen Reef. Land into play. Land into play. Okay. And that should help a lot. Okay. And then still have a Needle. Are they going to strip mine in response? Bizarre. All right, we're going off. We're going off. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. They're bringing a Master of Death back. They have 1 Vine in their yard. We're not facing lethal on the table. And if we can get to the next turn, Omnath gains us 4 life. and uncounterable. So, I think I'm willing to trade down to 1, down to fetch. Yeah, if we have a land drop, then we can fetch on their turn. I think we're allowed to just take this. Oh yeah, like Risen Reef is unreal good. I love Risen Reef. So, all right. Oh no, Wasteland on my Cavern. No, Wasteland on my fetch. Wow. Oh, I have a freaking Ephemerate? I forgot about that. Nice. That should be good too. We can put one of these lands in our hand if we hit land as well. All right, that goes into hand. That goes into hand. Draw. Where are our lands? Okay, it's fine. We have a ton of Risen Reefs. So, green, red, white, blue, Omnath. Let's draw first. Nice. Nice. Where's our land drop, though? Okay. I'm going to pitch cast Fury. Risen Reef. Risen Reef. Where are my lands? All right. I'm going to let this go into my... I still have a land drop, right? I'm going to put this into play. No! Don't leave, opponent! Look at all the fun I'm finally having. Why? Why? Oh, there's our fetch land off the Ancestral. Bless. Okay, cool. You guys got to see the deck actually work. And we didn't even need Tabernacle. Yay! I think if opponent didn't play around Tabernacle so hard, they probably would have won this game. So our opponent, I think, unfortunately for them, in game 2, they didn't respect Tabernacle and they got completely destroyed. And in game 3, they may have over-respected Tabernacle and then got completely destroyed. Okay, 2-2, round 5. Up against Hull Breacher Breach, probably. See if they've changed up since then. I got a cat. I got an Ancestral! Yay! I haven't had an Ancestral in a while. Yeah, Risen Reef also gets around Hull Breacher. True fact. True fact. All right, opponent kept 7. Okay, Jet Strand. We kind of want to draw a Force of Will, probably, just to go with our Omnath. It's probably our best draw. What else is good? Oh, baby. That'll be interesting. Wasteland. Okay, fair. Fair. All right, gonna play around Fluster, gonna play around Negation. No reason to fire this off now, unless, of course, they fetch. Then I probably would fire it off, even though I'd be overdrawing. Mm-hmm. Maybe they're going to tinker off it. Demonic, maybe? Ah, okay. They're going to get their own ancestral here. So the question now becomes, do we think it's a higher likelihood they have a Flusterstorm in their hand, or do we think they're more likely to draw Force after Ancestral? I think I'm going to let Ancestral resolve, let the floating blue mana go away, and then cast Ancestral. I think playing around Flusterstorm is a higher value play than playing around them drawing into Force or having Force in their hand. So I'm going to get blue-white here and cast Ancestral targeting me. Now we have to find out if they have a Force or a misstep, obviously. Yeah, or a misstep. Fair enough. I'm in pain. Now, Mole Drifting. God, I don't know. I feel like if I let them untap, they kill me. I think I'm gonna pass on the Ephemerate value and go for Mole Drifter now to try to hit a Force, because I think it's important. That's my evaluation. Didn't hit a Force. Okay, I mean, I think we're like 10% to win this game. We are just so far behind our opponent having resolved Ancestral, and we have not resolved Ancestral. That is typically a way to lose a vintage game. Okay, Saga Gamer. Saga Go. That's a good sign for us. Holding up Hardcast Force here. Means we'll probably have to draw a Cavern to play Omnath. Solitude is not a horrible draw at all. I think I am interested in Forest, Fable, Pass. Please don't Vamp or Mystical. They have Vamp or Mystical. Oh, Hull Breacher. Okay, Hull Breacher, not the end of the world. Have it a Solitude. Mm-hmm. 4 cards in hand. This is Dig. Urza? Maybe they're trying to cast Citadel, but they don't have enough black mana? Oh, okay. So they're gonna crack, fetch, get a Citadel. Not great. Not great. They probably should have made a construct. No, they needed the triple black. Okay. So if they brick here, I'm gonna go to end step and cast Solitude. Yeah, I don't really like that play. I mean, if you have Time Walk, they have Time Vault. Okay, so they have infinite turns off Saga Time Vault. I don't have any way to remove that currently. I really think we need to play Foundation Breakers in this deck. So the only way we're winning is Time Walk and lethal attacks. So I think what I'll do is I'll play a Solitude, Flicker, Solitude, not give them life. Yeah, I mean, we technically have outs. Oh no, I do need to hit Solitude so I can draw with Fable. Okay. Yeah, so I think the only way we win this game is with a Time Walk. All right, so draw. I don't get any rebound. Risen Reef. I probably just pitch. Well, Omnath, Crack, Risen Reef. I probably am thinking to just get rid of 2 land, Omnath land, and keep Risen Reef and go for Time Walk with 3 draws. Whereas Omnath is 1 draw, 2 draw. So 1 draw, 2 draws. Mm-hmm. All right, when you draw Time Walk and then also stuff? No. Okay, we died. Man, I really want Foundation Breaker in my deck. I don't know. Feels always super bad to have no answer in the main. To bring in 4 Vigor, though. And just, it's kind of rough to take out Endurance because of green cards, but... Well, Endurance, if they're on Breach, is not terrible. I feel like Fury is probably the worst. Because it doesn't always kill tokens. Whereas Solitude kills Hull Breacher. Yeah, we'll just board down the red splash. Maybe we'll board up a Solitude as well. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah. That's why I was thinking about trying to fit in some Foundation Breakers, but I don't exactly know if that's the way to go. All right, let's try again. I think we were like close to working that game out, but some things didn't happen. This hand is definitely something I'm interested in keeping. Turn 2 Fable to help us stabilize or help us pull together a semblance of a draw. Fulminator Mage, yeah. I think I like Foundation Breaker though. It's a pretty good ephemerate target. Because normally against the decks where it's good, we'll have more than one thing to hit as well. Ephemerate, like a Foundation Breaker on that last draw would be just nuts, right? Blue card? Oh, fucking Ancestral Recall, man. Ah. Yeah. Again, we haven't resolved very many Ancestrals today. It's been a sad day for that matter. This will be Savannah. Okay, I mean, we can Fable into something good and make it uncounterable. We just have to hope we don't get tinkered this turn, I guess. They have 10 cards in hand after Ancestraling, so... Opponents have been a lot better than us at casting Ancestral Recall, that's for sure. We don't have Vigor in our hand at all either. Like, I think this just lost. Opponent cast and resolved Ancestral Recall, and we didn't hit a blue card for force, so just doesn't look playable to us. Yeah, all right, cool. Cool. I don't know. Ancestral Diff, right? Yeah, I mean, sure. Man, today has been a pretty sad day. I don't really think that this matchup is that bad. Like, we have 4 Vigor. I guess we technically could mulligan our hand, but I think our hand was, like, in range. And our opponent's hand was just obviously extremely better. Like, I'm not really convinced. Like, if say we had a Vigor green card instead of Solitude, like, do we think we win this game? Somehow I doubt that. I have to play this out. They have an active Mana Crypt. A lot of their threats are 3/2 Hull Breachers. We have a blocker and a Solitude. So we'll play this one out, but probably dead. Would have to flip pretty egregiously to lose. I had Ingot Chewer in the original version of the deck, but I determined that it wasn't good. So it's like Ingot Chewer is just like so much worse than having Vigor, right? And a lot of times when you're boarding an Ingot Chewer, you might not be keeping in red cards. I mean, I guess it doesn't really technically matter because Ingot Chewer is fine on its own, but you might like be technically taking out Ephemerate or something. I don't know. Ingot Chewer doesn't really help me there, to be honest. Right, exactly. I'm thinking about Foundation Breaker because it hits Saga. I think we like kept a medium to good hand, and opponent kept an ancestral hand, and we lost, right? So I don't know. All right, here we go. 6th and final round of the Vintage Challenge. We are unfortunately in the 2-3 bracket along with the world champion, Javier Dominguez. I'm off stream now, so you won't see any more chat on the way through here. But I wanted to finish off, and I feel like if I'm going to play the last round, I might as well record the last round, right? So we got a cat and no mana. Okay, this hand works though. This hand definitely works. Let's keep the fetch land and go green, blue, white. Yeah. I'm always down for a turn 1 Risen Reef. See if there's a force from the other side. There is a force. That's unfortunate for sure. Narset pitched a Force of Will. All right. What do you got for us, Mr. World Champion? Tinka? Uh-oh. Turn 1 Tinker with Force backup. Nah, Demonic Tutor. Turn 2 Tinker. That's not good. Oh, no. Turn 1 Tinker. They had Tinker in there. No, wait, what? They had Black Lotus? Oh, no. Oh, no. Man, I'm really glad I ended stream because this has just been absolutely demoralizing. The games we've played today, we have just been absolutely crushed. They did brick on their Citadel, which is, you know, it's nice of them, but I don't actually have main board ways to really compete with Citadel. I do think the answer is probably we're supposed to put Foundation Breakers in the deck. But I'll play it until we die. Saga Gamer. Oh, and then we get to go again. That's good. We drew Ancestral. Pain. Ancestrals are 1 draw spell plus Omnath against Hull Breacher. I guess Fable's actually a draw spell too. Maybe that's not the way to look at this. Maybe they'll chump with Hull Breacher to preserve life total for Citadel. Kind of doubt it, but who knows? I think the nice part about this is hopefully we'll play a nice quick game and I can get on to my Halloween activities. That's the plan anyways. Let's see if I can get 4 damage in. Yeah, you know, 4 damage has been gotten in. I think what I'll do is Fable is... Yeah, I guess Fable is better than... Oh, I probably should have left open blue mana, sorry. Maybe white mana. Fable's probably better than putting Keria in my hand. Kahira in my hand. I can just choose not to discard any cards next turn. That will also give us mana to do things. Wow, this costs 3 life, so that's good. We are going to lose cards from our hand if they target us. Needle on Reflection of Geeky Jiki. Probe down to 6. Okay. Probably going to deck us, I would assume. We'll just flicker Omnath because it's the same. They're at 5 life. If they go too low and we... Okay, this is going to get Time Walk. That probably kills us. They went pretty low here, though. Or maybe this just gets Yogwill, and then they draw Yogwill with Dak Faden, and then Demonic and Tinker and get Vault Key combo. Yeah, I think Time Walk's actually worse. For what it's worth. Though they might not have Yogwill in their deck, I guess, is something to consider. They probably don't have Yogwill in their deck then. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I probably was supposed to blink the Omnath so they can't attack. But I mean, I can just block, so. Alright, so they get to make a Saga token, Unfortunately, I don't have any way to get to my 3rd land drop, right? So I don't think I'll be able to ping in. Don't really see a way through this game, unfortunately. Even they bricked pretty hard, actually. I would say they bricked pretty hard. Oh, I guess now I have to chump this construct because it'll have activate Citadel. Oh, I guess I can't chump the construct because they can get a key, make the construct unblockable, and then sack to Citadel. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it do be like that. That's kind of just how the whole day is gone. So what we'll do is we'll bring in Vigor, and we will take out Fury and Fable, and we're gonna play with the white and green aspects and trim on the red aspects. It's definitely sad to lose a game where I get to start with Risen Reef on turn 1, but do I want to have turn 2 Omnath? See, this is a kind of hands I get all the time where it just doesn't do anything, but it actually has the mana, and then this one has all the cards that do something, but no mana. And there just doesn't feel like a natural in-between that we're ever drawing to. So it's just really frustrating. I don't know if it's a solvable problem or if it's a variance problem. I think the answer is I probably am just going too far, and I should be playing like the blue-red Young Pyromancer Risen Reef thing instead. But that just seems like not a very interesting deck in comparison. So I think this is a double green, so green white and green blue. And get a Kahara. Like there are maybe the real answer. I don't know if the real answer is 80 cards plus Astrolabe. There's some like things you can do, but so if you look at like if you search Goldfish for Risen Reef, you can find a blue-red deck that Volrath was playing. It's got Risen Reef and Young Pyromancer, and then like all the restricted blue cantrips. Okay. The biggest problem here is I don't have Force of Will and I don't have Force of Vigor, so I actually just have no interaction, and it's not going to work out. Not even blockable off with Endurance here. I think the plan has to be let opponent make constructs, take a hit off of a construct, get an Endurance in play, hope we draw land and play Hardcast Elemental Solitude. Or could play Kahara and make this thing a 4/5, but that's pretty weak to just opponent having creature or more artifacts. They have 7 cards in hand. I don't know why it feels like I have so few cards in hand compared to them. Well, I guess I mulligan to 5. That's probably why. But they have 6 cards and 1,000,000 mana. Yeah, I mean, stealing Ruby here is so brutal. I don't even know what I can do. I don't know what to do. So I think the answer is Solitude, the other construct, and then Hardcast Endurance, killing Dak Faden. Whatever. And then where do I go in life? Oh, that's not a bad place to go. I do think we're going to do that instead of holding up Force. Obviously, I could not draw a blue card on my next turn, but I think the real thing is I need to actually progress. I think the answer is Risen Reef into blue card. Omnath, sure. That might be good later. I can't really block this construct, so I guess we just attack and hope Mana Crypt helps us enough. Probably not. They're at 24 life from our Solitude. Yikes. Yeah, I think this is just like a pretty reasonable power difference example of opponent is playing restricted cards, and I am not playing enough restricted cards. The way I combat these restricted cards is Force of Vigor, and we just haven't drawn Force of Vigors, really. All right, so if I hit a land drop, we have Uncounterable Omnath. Probably plays into a Hull Breacher, but I don't think I have that leverage. I didn't fetch a red source. I fetched a blue source and a white source and a double green. That's probably correct. Maybe I didn't need double green because I had Cavern. Did I have Cavern when I fetched? Must have had Cavern, right? So I should have gotten red, green, blue, and red, white. Probably misplay. This is a Hull Breacher. No Hull Breacher. I am still currently losing this race, even though I've got 2 flips going my way. I think maybe what we really need to do is hit Mox and then play Omnath and draw into fetch land and then gain 3 and then play Fable. That might be the best play. They thought it out like crazy, huh? Well, whatever happens, the game is very close to being over. My pain and suffering is coming to an end. This deck did just not perform today. The leagues really didn't go as badly as this, but, you know, leagues are leagues, and variance is variance. So maybe we just ran really hot in leagues. Okay, I probably need a land or a Mox or something. Got a land. I am willing to go play an Omnath. Oh god, what if I get opposition agented? That'd be pretty crazy. Let's get red, white. And go blue, green, white, red, Omnath. I think that's better than like playing Fable that can get countered, even if we have force backup. Obviously, I don't have the ability to gain life. Yeah, this is enough. Almost. Sorry, world champion. I hit it in the colors. I understand. That's I have 2. Fair enough. Okay. I'm glad I didn't go with. So yeah, all right. I have to hold back endurance and block. Many pyroblasts I ever had here. Maybe they'll lose 4 crit flips as we play block. Oh, I didn't lose a crit flip. That's not good. I have another blocker lined up. Yeah, you know that I now have another blocker lined up. They've drawn so many lands, and they're still gonna win. That's deck difference for sure. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? It's Cavern of Souls. No. All right. Fable? Okay. I'm gonna hold everything. So maybe loot. All right, mana crypt. It'll help. All right, they're at 9. There's no way this can continue this way. There is no. I'm gonna get Hull Breachered on my faithless rummaging here. Red. Oh no, breach. Uh-oh. Breach, get back, Dak Faden. It's pretty sweet. I didn't have a blue card to pitch to force. It does feel like every time today we desperately needed to draw a land, we didn't draw land, and every time we desperately needed to draw not land, we drew a land. Who rigged the Moto Shuffler? Who done it? Clearly, they're out to get me. And specifically me. All right, we're looting. Ruby Flusterstorm, that makes sense. And then Flashback Probe. Okay, and then Saga, okay. I mean, they can still lose the Mana Crypt. All right. Do we get Hull Breachered when we... Oh, I guess they would have to Hull Breacher us first, right? Because once we choose it, it goes away. All right. I am going to get rid of Cavern and Pearl. I got Vigor and Solitude. Okay. Okay. I think Uncounterable Solitude is more likely to work than casting Vigor. Probably. This also represents Force, which is kind of useless. Okay, they are going to gain 1,000,000 life, unfortunately, which will definitely prohibit our... Well, I mean, I could just jam it. Could just jam Vigor. Hit Saga Construct. Nah. We can win with a lifelinker. It can happen. Probably. Maybe not. maybe not. All right. Whee! All right. That one you can't counter, so does put them back to 10. All right, they do have a Saga now, though, so I'm back in the same spot. But if I can get Fable to flip, I can make a Solitude every turn. The problem is my opponent has an active Dak Fade. Force Island pitch. They pitched Force, huh? I guess we do have an active Cavern. Red? Is that a Braid on my Solitude, maybe? No. Red? Blue? Tinka? Second Breach. Uh-huh. Are they just cycling this probe? Are desperate times in need of desperate measures? No! Mystical for freeze! And that's gonna be lethal because they have so much mana. Oh, wait. Do they have enough cards in their yard, though? Yeah, they do. They can just probe into freeze. I have a freaking Force of Will and a Force of Vigor, and I can't cast either of them. Brutal. All right. I think they have enough mana where they can just cast freeze 1,000,000 times. Okay, you got me, Mr. World Champion. You can get your money back. I will accept my 2-4 defeat. I don't think this deck works, unfortunately. It's weird because I had a bunch of leagues where I felt like it worked. But something just went completely wrong. I don't know what changed, but it doesn't seem like it works. So I'm here experimenting for you, the viewer. Like, comment, and subscribe. See you Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Bye-bye.